Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and cream, cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
And that's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Oh. Haha.
You laughing at?
That's you banging your head.
That's going to be the first time I do it.
No, well, yeah, it was the first time you did it, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I do think that'll be the first time you do it. Unless you've been doing it before I came into the room and you're just trying to cover it up.
I understand how reckless my words were just now.
Uh-huh.
I understand how reckless I was banging my head as soon as I sat down.
Yeah.
But I've fucked it, Daniel.
Man, I don't know how you are so unbelievably shit at napping. Like such a simple...
I'm really good at it. That's the problem.
No, you're not really good at it.
I'm putting some spin on this.
You're the worst napper.
The best.
Nope.
Record holder.
No, because that's not how you measure a good napper.
I did set an alarm.
For when?
Right, I went to bed at 4.
Uh-huh.
PM. And I set an alarm for 5.
Uh-huh.
And then when it went off, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I've got nowhere to be. And I turned it off. And I woke up at 11 PM.
Fucking stupid cunt.
That's no time. Because it's not the morning, but it's not even the morning UK time. It's not like I've stayed on UK time or I've adjusted to LA time. I've just went somewhere in the middle that's worthless to us for the rest of this trip and for when I get home.
Yep.
I'm on a worthless body clock.
Yep.
Because I'm so good at napping.
You're not good at napping. I'm exceptional at napping.
Did you have a nap yesterday?
No, I'm hard as nails.
You just powered through?
Aye.
That weed was good.
Yeah.
Like a really productive weed. We got picked up from the airport.
Productive weed? You just told us you had a 7-hour fucking nap.
Aye. Got shit done. Did you not come in and notice that I've hung all my stuff up in the wardrobe?
Ugh, what, like an alcoholic?
Wait, until I cleared this thing, I was using these shelves. I've got stuff on my bedside. There's nothing in my bags. I've took everything out of my bags. And moved into the hotel room.
That's a very middle-aged thing to do.
Because I was going to live out my bag for 4 days.
The normal way.
But then I got in high.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm going to have a nap in a minute, but before I do, I'm going to unpack everything. And I've got my clothes hanging up. I think that's self-love, that.
Yeah, do you also think ironing your socks is self-love?
Nah.
Right, well, it's in the same fucking boat.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is.
If you were on holiday right now with your wife,
yeah,
having a 4-day trip,
4 days, I would only unpack because she told me to.
But like, there's a reason they tell her to do this. There's a reason we only do it when we're with them. It's because they know how to live, and we are fucking slobs.
No, they don't. They marry does.
As a project, as a WIP, a WAP.
So I was like, why don't you respect my opinion? I saw what you married, you dumb bitch. How could I respect you?
My wife only ever married my potential.
Good. I'm glad you married a lot then.
And I try to live up to it very, very incrementally.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it all at once. Don't become the person she deserves immediately.
Well, it'd be like, when you're playing the old Pokemon games, Pokemon Red or Blue, sometimes, like, you would just focus on one Pokemon and they'd be, like, level fucking 40. And by the time you're at the 3rd gym and you're just destroying things left, right, and centre. That, Pokemon wasn't fun then.
Game gets boring.
Yeah.
I feel like I've enjoyed my career so much because I never had, like, a boom and a plateau. It's always just been casual growth.
Talk about me.
Remember that boom and plateau that totally rocked your world? Remember that?
Aye. I've had several. That's what my career is. Boom, plateau.
Mine's just been steady away.
Aye. Just it's incrementally on the way up. I think like shock and awe, absolutely fuck all for 3 years. Shock and awe, absolutely fuck all for 4 years. That's a good way to do it.
Is that a good way to do it?
Aye.
Just level up like whoop, 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 whoop.
It is like leveling up.
You've had a green mushroom. And then you're just like, this is class. Da, 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 da. And then you're like, oh, is anything else going to happen?
Oh, no, I've been playing this for a bit. Yeah, it's like in Dungeons and Dragons. Like once you get like beyond level 9, it takes ages to level up to level 10. You go through levels 1 through 3, 5 sessions.
I've never really gotten past level 3 in a D&D campaign.
Nah.
I've never hung around long enough. I mean, I've been pretty reckless with my characters, in fairness. And I do turn over characters at an alarming rate during the campaign.
You do, yeah. Yeah.
Life is disposable in D&D.
Well, and some people like me would say, and in real life.
I have been sad for my losses. Like that time me little hermit guy fell out of a tree.
Yeah.
That was just bad luck, though. I just lost every roll on the way down. And then I was with two selfish people who downed their own portion instead of rescuing me.
What did you do after 11 p.m.?
What did I do after 11 p.m? I posted the podcast.
Right.
I spoke to my wife on the phone for an hour.
Okay.
You know what? I didn't assume any movement until about 1:30 because I lay in bed just trying to make it right. I've had a shower. I've been down for breakfast.
Yeah.
I've been bored. I've been listening to a podcast about Israel and Palestine.
Oh, aye.
So far, I think it's good. Very informative. I don't want to suggest it in case like he takes like a fucking big turn from one side or another. And I've pledged my allegiance by saying I listen to it. But I'm on the 4th episode, the long episodes as well. It's called Fear and Loathing in New Jerusalem by Darryl Cooper, who's on the Martyr Made website. Because I remember trying to listen to it 5 years ago on his website, but he only had it on his website. So you had to have your phone open to listen to it. And then it just appeared on Spotify because he clearly was just like, oh, fuck, people want to hear about this.
He's making money off it now.
I don't think so. Would he be off Spotify?
No idea.
We haven't made a penny off Spotify.
Have we not?
Nah.
I can't imagine. I imagine you got to be big dogs.
If you're watching on Patreon, you can listen on Spotify now. If you're listening on Patreon. Because Natalie doesn't enjoy listening on the Patreon app. She just says it's a shite user interface.
Oh, really? Why?
I don't know. I don't listen to anything on it.
Okay.
But she's just like, oh, Spotify's just so much better. Like if one episode finishes, it'll go into the next. Just little things like that. Maybe it's the rewind functions or something, or like maybe it's the off-screen usage of like rewinding 15 seconds. I don't know. But she's like, I'd love to be able to listen to the Patreon bonus episodes on Spotify, and I figured out how to do it, and I've put the instructions on Patreon. So if you want to listen to the Patreon episodes on Spotify, you can do it now. So I've been doing that. I've also been figuring out how our patrons can get into the Discord.
Okay.
Without an invite link.
Right.
Because if you come in by connecting to a Patreon, you've got
I got to tell you, Discord is one of those things where I'm just like, it makes me feel old.
I never get it.
I don't understand it at all.
Because we use it to talk to each other when we're playing Gloomhaven, because we're cross-platform.
You just click one thing and then you're in a voice chat there. That I can do. The fact that like each Discord group has its own fucking forums, which are like different fucking people. I'm like, how have you put Reddit inside of MSN Messenger and made it 4 times as complicated?
Yeah.
I can't. I feel so fucking...
I'm such a boomer with it.
Aye.
So we were playing King of Tokyo. We're fucking total nerds, by the way. I love it. Like, I totally embrace it. But we're on boardgame.com playing King of Tokyo with Sid and Rooney. And he sent us a Discord link to join the Discord. And then when I followed it, it made us sign in as a guest. And I've actually got Discord. So I've got a username. And I just don't know how to follow that link into my app. I can only follow it to... I've played this, like... I've been in this Discord chat 3 times now for 3 games at King of Tokyo, and every single time I just feel like an old man setting the VCR.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can I not just be on my account?
How does typing in people's names not bring whatever chats you are in with them up? I can't do any of it. That's why I'm sort of like, there's part of me that misses being into like PC gaming and stuff, and also just like gaming in general and online. I think I'm beyond shite now. I think the quality in other players has gone up so drastically, and I've learned fuck all. That there would be no enjoyment in it for me.
I noticed that with the last couple of releases of Call of Duty that I can't keep up with the youngins.
You were never good.
I know, but I was always having fun. It stopped being fun.
Aye.
It stopped being fun. It was like turned up to a fucking MMA gym with no skills at all and just being put in sparring with the professional athletes.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, right, I can't do this.
I think you should be able to opt out of playing with French teenagers.
Aye. Oh, you should have like a lower age limit on who you play against.
Yeah. There should be like old folks home lobbies and all of these things.
Yeah.
Just for like, what's your favourite game? And anyone who says Halo 2, just like, all right, you old cunt, here you go. This is where you go play. What's yours? Roblox. All right, you go into the fucking Gold Platinum League and you go, little Minecraft boy. You'll fucking kill all of those old men.
What is Roblox?
I don't know.
Have you seen it yet? Because I heard Milo's kids were talking about it, and then it popped up on, like, you know, when the PlayStation's trying to push stuff at you when you're in the PlayStation store, started pushing Roblox. Is that just something that we'll just never need to know? Nope. It's not for us.
No, it's not for us. It's like any adult that plays Minecraft. I'm just like,
See,
I'm like, if it's with your kids, sure. If it's with your kids that are blood related to you, it's absolutely fine for you as an adult to play that game with your kids. If they're not your blood relatives and you're playing with kids, jail.
It's only not having children that stops me playing with Lego.
Yeah.
So that said, I reckon I would really enjoy Minecraft, but I wouldn't touch it as just a lone adult.
I played Minecraft a little. I didn't fucking get it, man.
Is it not just building stuff with blocks?
Yeah, so but like you can also build, like, I don't know, fucking traps and mazes and shit. I just couldn't give I guess whatever autism I have isn't the autism that makes you really enjoy that game. Like, which is a shame, because all the fucking freaks I know love it and have the best time.
I do they?
Oh yeah.
I loved Stardew Valley.
That was good.
That was a good game for just creating.
Aye.
Aye.
It was like the cannabis of computer games. It was just very chill and mellow.
You know what it was for me? It was like a good alternative to doom scrolling.
Yeah.
I feel like just getting up and watering my plants and picking some things and then going to the cave and fighting with some bats.
Yeah.
Like hangover fuel. You're hungover, you don't want to think too much. I felt like with Stardew Valley, I could just tend to my garden.
Name all your animals really horrible names.
Right. And starve them.
Yeah. It's like on a little Ali was, my friend Alistair was playing Pokemon again, and he's like, they don't let you name your Pokemon swear words anymore. But it's a single player game.
Nah. It wouldn't
So
let
it's like, what, like, come on, man, that's not. If I want to call my fucking Pikachu Queef, let me call my Pikachu Queef. Like, it's just for me, man.
Say Pikachu Queef again.
Pikachu Queef. Also, by the way, I'm definitely not calling my Pikachu Queef. Like, the things I would call my Pokemon are just the worst things. Like, you know how people are like, delete my fucking porn history when I die so nobody knows what I masturbated to. Delete every Pokemon game I ever saved, because that's
Bad
not.
news.
Oh,
Did you use the N-word?
posthumously cancelled for the names of some of my Pokemon.
Did you listen to the podcast with me and Mark Nelson?
I didn't know you did one.
Did you not?
No.
Once when you were on one of your weddings. I was telling him, so they've already heard it, that I called my horse Spatchcock on Red Dead Redemption, and it fucking wouldn't let us because of the word cock. Red Dead Rockstar Games. Sorry you're hearing this for the second time, listener.
Yeah.
But Daniel, you're hearing this for the first time. Grand Theft Auto's Rockstar Games wouldn't let me swear. And I feel like that's mixed signals off them cunts.
Aye. You don't remember when I think it was when the Kinect came out, that short-lived fucking thing from Microsoft, where it's like, oh, it's kind of like the Wii, but your body's the controller, and it would sit there and it was a camera. It was fine.
On the Switch, the Me?
No.
MIA?
No.
No, your little
The
avatar.
Kinect on the Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that one.
Right, well, anyway, it was a camera that fucking sat there, and I was playing FIFA, whatever FIFA it was at the time, FIFA 10, FIFA 11, doing career mode. And obviously, FIFA is a terribly made game, hasn't been good since FIFA 07, but just like heroin that's laced with fentanyl, you're just like, who cares? I'm an addict. Get it into my body. I don't care how dangerous it is for me. I don't care how little they've improved it. The fact they've objectively made it worse. I'm a dirty addict. Get this FIFA into my system. You get angry because it's fucking rigged and it's got scripting and this stuff. And I would lose games and then get messages from the board of directors in the game telling me that my touchline attitudes and demeanour was unacceptable. I'm like, what the fuck is this game fucking talking
Because
about?
it heard you swearing.
Because it heard me swearing through the fucking thing. By the way, that isn't an option that you opt in for. They're like, oh, that's the fucking default. We're not going to let anyone swear in the comfort of their own fucking in their own living room. I can't imagine what nerdy ass fucking boardroom where somebody sat down and was like, shall we, what should we do for this new FIFA? Shall we increase the AI? No. Too much work? No. Should we put any effort into career mode at all? Make it better in any way? No, become me arse doing that. Okay, what should we change free kicks for absolutely no reason again? Yeah, they've only just got used to the last one. Let's change it for no fucking reason. Any other suggestions? Can we make it so they don't swear in the privacy of their own living room? Oh, brilliant, Stephen. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Let's make being at home like being at school. This is fucking class.
So did everybody kick off about that?
I don't fucking
know. Did it affect the game?
I got fucking fired before the Champions League final.
Fired. So you were actually doing well in your campaign as well? Yes. And you got fired for swearing?
Yes.
Because that doesn't even happen in football.
No.
They've added something that doesn't happen in football.
Oh, Mourinho wasn't even fucking fired for being sexist.
So did you get fired for swearing when you were on the touchline with your cock out half the time?
Jerking off, aye. Pausing the game to masturbate, aye.
Let you off with that. Actively encouraged it.
Well, I was playing as Chelsea.
Remember Chelsea?
Yeah.
Old Flame. They bring up your ex on the podcast, huh?
They've got loads of pedo scandals in the past as well, Chelsea.
Aye.
They've not been great.
Nah. And racism as well.
Racism.
Lots of racism.
Sexism. General bigotry.
Yeah. And also just having the worst chance of any fans.
Yeah, they really do.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah. The Chelsea fans are really the Pokemon of fans. They can only say their own name.
Yeah.
There's no creativity.
Because is Chelsea quite a affluent area of London as well?
I think so.
Is it like the Chelsea Flower Show and the Chelsea Pensioners?
Made in Chelsea. Those are all posh twats.
Made in Chelsea.
Aye.
And Hawaii is such scumbags.
Well, because of course rich people are racist.
But I thought it was like a street level form of racism. That was like hooliganish, is it not?
I don't know if we're hooligan. I'm not sure.
Because wasn't there a video of Chelsea fans not letting a black guy on the tube?
I think so. Yeah.
Let him on.
Aye.
Get away from them.
Not great. Fine, I'll just go support Glasgow Rangers instead.
You know what? If you judge any fan base by the worst of them,
yeah,
it's not good.
No.
Like I do cringe at the behaviour Newcastle fans sometimes, like punching horses.
Aye, wearing towels on their head. Come on,
wearing towels on the head. This club had to release a statement just asking kindly for people not to wear towels on their head.
Yeah, could you not all celebrate the blood money in that particular way? Yeah. It just feels. And also,
can we expect the blood money with a bit of dignity?
Could some of you stop? We don't want to say browning up because we're not sure whether it's just spray tan or not, whether you're trying to look like that or whether it's you trying to endear yourself. But if it is to endear yourself to the Saudis, stop doing that. If it is tan, also maybe stop doing that. It's never look good. Nobody believes that you're getting that much sun in the northeast of England.
That was one of my most controversial moves, was to fake tan up and go to a Halloween party as a suicide bomber.
Yeah, I mean that's very Justin Trudeau of you.
That was very I didn't know I was going to become a stand-up comedian.
How old were you?
Public. 22, 23, something like that. So it was the rugby club's Halloween party, and I was
how deep into the war in Iraq were we while you were wearing this?
What year would it have been? It would have been probably about 2003.
Oh, so like fucking 2 years post 9/11, and you're going as a suicide bomber if you've browned up for it.
It was topical.
Oh, that's not the word I would have used.
The war on terror was topical. And I took these big fuses from the sports centre's electrical thing and masking tape loads of red and blue cables from the top and the bottom, and I put them on this army weapon style belt around my chest, and got a taxi with an actual bomber jacket on.
Please, I almost don't want to ask this, but what colour was your taxi driver?
It was Asherton. It was white.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they hadn't came in and taken our jobs yet. In their words, not mine. I was like, the airport, please. My argument at the time about growing up was I used fake tan off the shelf that half of Ashton are wearing right now on a night out.
Yeah.
So I am just putting fake tan on the same as everybody else.
But
straw man.
Well, no, and also with intent, like the people browning up with the spray tan, they're doing it to make it look like they went on holiday to the sun.
Yeah.
Whereas
I didn't want to be mistaken for the IRA. And I thought the clear distinction is I shouldn't have done it. I'm not denying doing it. I'm not trying to hide it in the annals of the past.
I reckon you know way more people that have blacked up than I do.
Yeah, I probably just need to know one.
Yeah. Because you're my only one.
Yeah, no, you know two. You know.
Oh yeah, but I know the other one through you. I still can't believe like the parts of the world where they're just like, it's like, you know, in South America where they're like, it's a term of endearment. And you're like, I don't think it is, man.
My mate who blacked up didn't even understand the magnitude of like what he did. He was like, he was going as his dad's favourite comedian, and I wish I could remember the name of the comedian, but it was essentially a minstrel.
Oh.
I wish I could remember the name. Is like, it's familiar to the name of another famous person. It's like similar. You know how you've got like John Maloney and John Mulaney? Mm-hmm. It's like something like that, where I'm sure it's a name that's similar to another name I'm fucking wittering. But he was like, it's my dad's favourite comedian.
Oh,
like,
you know what? They just, you know, get
like,
one of his...
Your dad's favourite comedians are racist comedians. And like the more the lad I'm talking about done his research, the more he realised how abhorrent the person was who would black up as a minstrel that he was copying. And like, it just felt like sheer ignorance, and everybody like what the fucking them. Mm-hmm. Like brought like the glass shattered for him, and he was like, oh fuck.
I do feel
his daughters also went to the same party as the Men in Black, and obviously one of them's Will Smith, and they done like a Men in Black dance with him and his two daughters, two of them in blackface, and put it on social media, and everybody kicking off at him like, what the fuck? And these are like, I'm gonna put it out there, good people, not having a clue what they're doing. They do now, retrospectively, in which they could delete history. So yeah, you know, two people.
Yeah, but you brought both of them into my life.
That's true. Mm-hmm. There's a picture that keeps coming up on social media of someone that got sent to my school on non-uniform day as Les Ferdinand. Child, fully blackface as Les Ferdinand.
What are you all Dutch? Do you not understand?
Mate, I think this is what comes from having like a solely white population.
Yeah.
Like there's no experience of other culture. There's no understanding of what you're doing. Like there's no multiculturalism. You're not getting the understanding of somebody else's experience of life. So it's all 1 degree of separation further away from you. So you're like, you're distant from the problem, so it doesn't feel like you're part of the problem.
Well, mind you, I was talking to our security guy yesterday, and he was saying he definitely receives more racism in America than he does anywhere in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, substantially more.
And that's like America, somewhere that's substantially more multicultural. So is racism worse if you have a complete understanding and a relation with the other culture, and you still decide to pour bigotry on it?
Oh, okay.
Like bigotry born of ignorance. It's not forgiven, but it's education. Like you can educate someone out of it.
Mm-hmm. I still think,
even if you don't forgive them for it. But
I still think you can be surrounded by people from other cultures and still be massively ignorant to them. All you have to do is just not try in any effort to fucking
empathise.
Aye, or integrate. Endear yourself to them.
You see it as us and them.
Aye. Also, having securities class, it's very expensive and I'll never do it again, but it is good.
It's great, isn't it?
Aye.
And it's nice like chatting to them because they're very interesting people.
Oh,
Like,
man,
the
yeah.
last 2 security guards that we've had. Security guards, is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Security details?
Yeah,
I feel
security.
like details because guard suggests that you're like...
They both called themselves like the goon. So that's, yeah. I think you can say anything.
It was interesting hearing off our security detail last night about the requirements to drive in LA in California.
Yep.
You don't have to do a...
After the age of 21, you don't have to sit a test. You don't have to sit like a driving test. You just have to sit a written test, like a theory test.
You have to prove your ID.
Pay $33 and you can drive.
And
America.
you hit the nail on the head. You're like, I feel like that's more dangerous than your gun laws.
Yeah, bet. Yeah. Apparently, gun laws in California actually.
It's harder to get a gun.
Well,
You're saying as opposed to Montana, but you could go to Montana to get your license and then use it in LA. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I think an American driving license.
But you can come
driving
to
license.
California to get your driving license and then go and use it in somewhere that's actually got their shit together with. So you could just go on a tour of states getting your.
You could go to Texas because that'd be the easiest place to get guns. Then you go to California because that's the easiest place to get a driver's license. And then you stay in California. That's the easiest place to get weed. Go to. I feel like there are still some parts of America where booze is legal, not state-wise.
It's mad how like relaxed you are with everything, with the gun laws, the driving laws, the fucking most laws apart from boozing. Like 21.
Well, mind you, they're also not strict on their fucking drink driving laws. LA terrifies me because I'm just if it's after 6 or 7 p.m. I would say over 50% of people fucking driving have had 1 or 2 alcohol beverages. Because in Scotland you don't have any. Like if you lose your license if you're hungover the next day and you fucking drive. Here they're like, what's the danger of 2 margaritas? Our roads are really, really wide. You'll be fine. And everyone else has also had 2 margaritas. It was happy hour. We were all there. Hopefully your swerving will be in sync. You'll be grand.
You're going to be in more trouble, aren't you, if you get caught drink driving as a junior? You know, like, so they go, right, you get caught drink driving, you're fine. Wait a minute, you're 20, get in the car.
Yeah, jail.
Like, you're going to be in more trouble for being young and drinking than you are for driving and drinking.
Well, apparently
I feel
not.
like that's the case.
Speaking to our guy yesterday, he was saying that, like, there is lots of underage drinking in this country. Like,
It's just done at houses.
yeah, it's sort of, hidden. Like, it's harder to do because obviously you got to get like a 21-year-old to buy your booze, but it still definitely happens. Depends where you are.
I feel like the best of my boozing, like discovering alcohol, was done like 15, 16.
Man, I used to.
They're the ones where you do all your vomiting. You find out your level.
I used to be able to do like shots. I remember being on my like parents' living room floor with another friend of mine, both teenagers at the time. I think like I must have been about 16, 17. My friend must have been about fucking 15 or 16, and doing shots of Glen's vodka, which is the worst vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was.
Yeah.
It used to be. I'm pretty sure like a 5 or 4. Half a fucking bottle, and it tasted like ass. Like if I was to even smell Glen's vodka now, I reckon I would join the Chunder bus, like spew everywhere. But throwing them back and being like, oh, gross, and I'm like, oh, gross, like that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's torturing yourself just for because you're also fucking laying it on thick for your mates.
I do miss underage drinking, man. Those were the years.
Would you come in and go straight to bed and try and avoid your parents because like you can't style it out?
No, I was absolutely arrogant enough to think that like I can bullshit my parents. I can as a drunk teenager be drunk in front of my parents and convince them I'm not drunk, and then would just speak absolute fucking shite to both my parents. And I'm like, well, he's definitely drunk because he's never hugged and kissed us goodnight before.
I remember coming in, so you have to go through the living room to get to the kitchen in the house I grew up in. And I was so hungry when I got in that I had to go through the living room and say hello to them rather than just fucking being a teenager and just stomping up the steps. Yeah. And I went through to make myself a sugar butty.
Oh, what?
You know what a sugar butty is. Do you want me to explain to them again?
Yes.
It's where you butter a slice of bread, you get the sugar bowl, and you pour the sugar onto the bread, and then you give it a shug. That's why it's called a sugar butty. And then you pour it back in the sugar bowl.
Oh, good.
Uh-huh.
Is there
Straight in your mum's cuppa.
yeah, can I get some crumbs in my coffee, please?
Some butter. How many butter and crumbs do you want with a cup of coffee? And you eat the sugar butty. And I remember one time just fucking trying fumbling the sugar
How
bowl.
much of a delicacy was that to you at the time?
Oh, mate, it's just like sweets. Homemade sweets. Butter and sugar. It's like two of the things that you'd like gorge on if you found them in the wild as an early human. Primal.
I don't think you'd gorge on butter.
Fat.
Butter.
In the wild if you just find some wild butter.
I'd grease myself up and go chase some lions.
Fats and carbs. Energy. Just fucking pure short release energy right there. I dropped the sugar bowl. And like my dad just come through to see what the commotion was, and there's me drunk on the floor trying to hand scoop sugar off, trying to like open the wooden notice, trying to just put dirty sugar off the floor under the sugar bowl. They're like, "Are you drunk?" Like, "No, I've been doing this anyway." Yeah, I did this like after school last week. Also, one time I come in.
Would you if you were drunk though?
I don't know. Probably. I think they bollocked us, like, but just as a, like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Aye.
I don't think they were bothered I was drunk. There was one time when I got into bed, and then, so I was in bunk beds when I lived with my parents.
I didn't know until what age?
Until I moved out. I was in bunk... what age was I? 24, 25 when I moved in?
Still in the fucking bunk bed. 23-year-old in a bunk bed.
Now, hear me out.
I absolutely will not. You will get insulted first, and then I will hear you out. A 23-year-old in a fucking bunk bed who's not in the army.
We separated the bunk beds into two beds from about the age of 21.
But the bed's still off the ground.
They were still the bunk beds.
Clear.
No. One of them had a railing. One of them had a rail across it to stop you falling out. Right, the top one was also used as a bottom bed, so we had two separated bunk beds from adult life. But Gav lived in Runcorn for the majority of the time, so I had my own room with a single bed and a spare single bed in it. But at this time in my life, there was still
one was your wanking bed, and one was your sleeping bed.
I wanking Gav's bed, then climb over the railing. I spewed up down the side of the bed. So I'm in bunk beds. I was bottom bunk.
Yeah, of course. I always known you were a bottom.
I mean, I'm the younger provider. I don't get options on them things. And I started spewing down the side of the bed. And then I remember my dad like dragging us to the toilet. And like out my bed into the toilet. I just blurrily remember dragging us and just plonking us at the toilet, spew down the side of my bed, and then just him having a parting shot kick to the ribs as he left. He parting shot at us.
So he's heard you spewing.
Aye.
He's like, not in my fucking house.
Gets in his bed,
Drags you out.
puts us in the
How
toilet.
does he get you out of bed?
I don't know, I was drunk, I can barely remember. All I remember, sneaky parting shot. He went back to bed.
God, such a fucking...
I got fucking booted by a toilet attendant once for spewing as well. How about this? No. It was in Edinburgh, actually.
Aye.
21st birthday party in Edinburgh, not mine. Oh, that's cool, you wouldn't know him.
Yeah.
We're fucking at the strippers. I fell asleep, you know. Fell a kip, right?
So here he is, the king of napping.
Woke up fucking 8 hours later. Clean as we're in. I woke up with boobs in my face, which is class, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up, you don't know where you are, you're a bit drunk, you're like, whoa, boobies. Recommend it. Yeah. Right? Ran a spew up. The lads had convinced one of the lasses to wake us up with her boobs, and she did it.
Yeah.
Sound girl.
Sounds me.
Huh? Sound mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did she get all the credit?
Well, she should get the
I
credit.
think Peter to do it.
Wow. Is Elliot back here, is he? Fucking hell, is Elliot back in lowering the tone of the podcast? Is he rubbing off on you?
No. God, I wish he'd rub off on me.
Oh man, I love seeing the comments on YouTube after Elliot's on.
Oh, why?
Some people do not like him.
Really? Why?
Some people are like, big fan of this podcast. I love all the guests you have, but I don't know why you keep getting Elliot back on.
Really?
And then what else was the comment?
Why?
Thank you for the comment if you're listening. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I'm sorry you don't enjoy Elliot.
Necessarily, thank you for that comment, insulting our friend.
No, it's Elliot though.
Hi.
And just go, oh yeah, pretending to girls that you're going to therapy so that they like you more. That's called gaslighting. Which he'd just go, But anyway, there's someone hoovering outside the hotel room. That's annoying.
I think it'll be fine.
It may be fine. You may be able to hear hoovering. We're on the road again. This isn't the studio. So, I wake up in the strippers, take stock of where I am, feel a little bit seasick from the motorboating, and run to the toilets. And I don't know why, probably because I was drunk, threw up down the side of the toilet. I got all the way there. It's like my wife's move of nearly getting to the dishwasher and just putting the plate on top of the shelf. Like, you're so close. I did that. And then the toilet attendant come in, fucking just give us PTSD from like just a few years ago when my dad kicked us. And fucking the toilet attendant started booting us on the floor. Like, I'm sorry, mate. And then I went to my wallet to tip him heavily because he had to clean up my sick. And I didn't have any notes left. Of course I didn't. I'm at the strippers. I'd used them all. But I did have it.
I tip someone who kicks you in the ribs.
I spewed up on his floor, man.
Aye, and then he kicked you in the ribs.
I had every right to. There is honour amongst thieves.
Okay.
That man had every right to kick me in the ribs. So did my dad.
I don't. You fucking your dad dragged you out of bed as well. Just fucking aim you in a different direction. Maybe it was his version of like a Heimlich manoeuvre, but because you've got such a toxic relationship with your father.
I've got a great relationship with my dad.
That's too much like a hug.
Doing the Heimlich while someone's already been sick's very funny. Like, it's all coming out and you're like, we must get this out. I didn't have anything to tip the toilet attendant with, so I tipped him with a £10 Top Man voucher that I got for my own 21st birthday. Someone gives a £10 Top Man voucher, still had it in my wallet.
Yeah, pass it on. I'm glad the days of, or maybe they're not, maybe I'm just old, but like the days of like...
Vouchers.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a really sensible reason why they existed, but I just never... I never understood the...
I do
20,
like...
A 20 quid gift voucher. It was just like, just give me 20 quid.
You're just limiting the options of what I can spend it on.
Like if it's like a specific thing, like here's a gift voucher for like fucking skydiving or a spa, absolutely. But like 20 quid for a game, I'm like, just give me the 20 quid, I'll go game.
No, but that's not what would happen. Like I feel like too many people would like use it to alleviate their bills. Which is, you know what, a decent gift if you could scan here's 20 quid towards your bills, but it doesn't feel like it's a personal touch to like, if you get someone a John Lewis voucher, they've got to go and get something for the house. So if you get it as a wedding present, it goes on something for their marital home. Whereas if you just give them money, it could just end up fucking used on like Netflix and that, up the nose. Could go on like anywhere. So it's just to like get them an actual gift. You're actually getting them a gift, but you're not giving them something to carry.
Okay, I accept that.
I think that's the point in them.
Fair enough.
Because that, like, it's class getting gifts, but sometimes it's like inconvenient to move them around. You know, like if I go to Newcastle via train for Christmas and everybody gives us Christmas gifts, how the fuck am I meant to get back to Glasgow while there's been so many times where I've like had to leave stuff at my mum and dad's, and then next time I'm through in the car, which is months later, pick them up and get them back. Remember somebody bought you like a homemade carved D&D mahogany box?
Yes.
Fucking wonderful gift.
Oh, so nice. I've still got it.
You had to courier at home.
Oh, but yeah. Like it was, I had to post it back to myself because we are on a fucking 3-month tour out. It's like, man, getting gifts is a lovely thing. It's very kind for people to do, but sometimes they just don't think.
Oh shit! Hold on. Ow! Right, that isn't the start. Matthew, start after this clap. Don't put in a bang on my head again. Sorry, it cut off there. I realised Daniel's mic wasn't picking up. We've had this problem before, and it happened again. Hopefully, you still heard everything because Matthew hopefully just used the audio from the camera. And
if he didn't, we just cut it out.
And we're proud to have got it back working again. Mm-hmm. So you were in the middle of telling me why I was a noob in working class. And you said I was reading Wheel of Time.
Oh, yeah. So you're reading Wheel of Time on the plane, and then you fell asleep, like, back with your fucking giant Adam's apple sticking out.
Choking on a Toblerone?
Aye. And then I started putting your chair back for you. I paused it for you, and I put your fucking chair back. I'm like, no, I'm not sleeping. I'm like, your eyes are physically closed, and you've been snoring for 5 fucking minutes. And then just didn't set up your bed, didn't have any of the...
What was the mattress?
Yeah.
You was like, set your mattress up, and I was like, this is quite a soft seat anyway. Like, it was quite a comfy seat. So I had, like, adequate comfort. Was there more we had?
Yeah. You can lie flat. That's the whole point of business, is that you can lie flat. You can actually sleep.
I'm glad you put us all the way flat.
You were pushing yours back to fucking premium economy.
For no reason.
Yeah. Like, you go, this is how far economy goes back, and it's a nightmare. Like, how close they put those fucking chairs together. If the person in front of you puts their chair back, you have to put your chair back. Otherwise, you're not seeing your television. It's just fucking there.
Yeah, because as long as everybody agrees to do it, it's fine.
Yes.
But if anybody's just been conscientious about the person behind them, and then they get hit with the screens right up in your face.
I can't remember where it was we were flying to, but there was one place. You were allowed to put your chair back in economy in long haul flights, like after dinner's been served and once the lights go down, of course. Like, that's how you use it to fucking sleep. If you attempt to put your chair back
on a short haul flight,
I will ram it forward. And you've done that before. I've been on a flight with you before where it was like a 2-hour one, and this person in front of you just put their chair
and
back.
while the button was still pressed.
Yeah, and you were just like, absolutely under no circumstances that coming back. What are you fucking talking about? Read a book.
We're going to Heathrow. What are you doing?
Grow up. No way.
I think I've preferred it when people have asked permission first. I've had people like come and say, do you mind if I put my seat back?
Well, it's just to let you know that you're like, all right, okay, well, then I can get myself ready to be in this position that I'm going to have to do. Yeah.
It's amazing how much manners absolutely changes a situation. You know, like they're doing the exact same thing, but like I'm not bristling inside over their actions. Yeah. Just because they've like...
Well, because look, it is perfectly reasonable to put your fucking chair back. You need to fucking sleep. The person in front of them might have had, their seat in front of them pushed back. Like, there's reasons for it. But just making sure that you're like, I'm not going to... Because, man, when you've got a fucking drink on it and somebody just goes, what the...
Yeah.
Oh, the worst.
They're not checking to see if you've got anything precariously balanced.
Nah, rude.
You've got your phone against your cup of coffee or some shit.
It's very American.
Yeah.
It's very American to just throw it back.
To just not consider other people.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're the same with the universe guy. Mm-hmm. The most American thing in the world to me, like, if it was just in a simple action, like, it wouldn't be a shooting, it wouldn't be like fucking picking your nose and eating it or just munching on crayons or anything like that. It would be walking through a door of a public building and then stopping immediately to just process your new surroundings for 10 to 35 seconds.
The amount of times that happened between getting off the flight and getting through customs.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just not all the way through a door, but just the walk through. And like, in like old games, like where if you walked into a building, it would have to come up with a fucking loading screen while it loaded the inside. That's what Americans do when they enter buildings. They walk to the fucking
doorway,
door,
so
and then
many
they
people
stop,
behind them,
and they go, loading, processing. Do.
Massive pile up.
Oh.
And then like act as if they've been affronted when you...
Yeah, excuse me.
I had that when had my luggage on my bag in this, when you come out of LAX, it's like there's kind of ramp up and everybody is there watching for their relatives or whatever. And she just stopped and just started like looking up. But I don't know if she was looking for her name or what. And I'm just like, nah, like everyone can't do that.
Yep.
Every single person in the airport cannot have themselves 30 seconds to stop and look. Like, get through. If your relative's looking for you, they're going to meet you at the top of that ramp. They're looking down and there's Gran.
Yeah.
And then they go, what are you going to do if you spot them? You're going to go in the exact same way you are.
I'll meet you over the bit that is the only place I can meet you. I'll not climb up here. I'll not climb up here like Spider-Man because I'm a 92-year-old fucking woman.
I nearly fucking took her clean out because I had one of them trolleys with all my luggage on, pretty heavy. And she just stopped dead, and I had to fucking do everything to take the momentum out of this trolley, so not to fucking flatten this old dear.
Yeah, I think you should have.
That's why.
I think you should have fucking rammed your trolley through the back of her cankles. Mm-hmm. Take her out because they don't heal from those.
I would have looked like the bad guy.
But you'd know you weren't deep down. You'd know that you were in the right.
I probably got sued.
This is a country of suing. Yeah.
I didn't think you should, like, if there's people walking behind you, like, you've got to mirror signal maneuver your way out of the flow of people to stop. You can't just simply stop in a throng of people. You can't just halt. You don't have brake lights. You're a person. Nobody has a stopping distance because you're going to survive the crash. But it's just so fucking inconvenient to just body slam someone.
In the immigration queue yesterday in America, where the queues are only long because it's a country based on inefficiency. This woman, I swear to fucking God, every time the queue stopped, she bumped into my bag. Every single time without fail. And she wasn't even on her phone. She was just bumping into me.
Just walking until something stopped her. Was she potentially blind?
No, she was there with her husband, and it was getting to the point where I'm like, fuck, if anyone's getting the attitude here, it's going to be fucking him. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be like, fucking, are you kidding me? I keep checking my bag, seeing like if she's fucking, because after the 7th time, I'm like, are you trying to get something out of my bag? Is that what this is? This actually just really poorly done.
Normalising the contact.
Yeah. So do something.
So you can only protect your belongings so many times before you're like, oh, it's just this cunt's elbow.
Aye, so I'm just there being like, getting more and more angry, being like, I'm just going to have to fucking give this bitch a piece of my mind. Turn around. Heavily pregnant.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the coordination on those bitches.
Yeah, well, man,
we don't have the jar. We don't have the jar. It's at home.
They're man, I think the Americans' standard for,
and also loss in coordination is a symptom of your body changing shape.
Man, the fucking big, and also just pure momentum. It takes them longer to slow down because there's more of them. And also, she was very pregnant. She was pregnant with triplets that were due in 7 minutes. Pregnant, that was. I felt. And
she
guilt.
Still had a queue with everybody else.
Oh, I felt guilt instantly. I was just there, oh man, you should not be made to.
Come on, society.
Yeah.
Come on, society. Let this girl through, man.
If only somebody would let her through. Stay there. If only somebody had the morals to stop crying. I'm giving a speech. If only somebody. I did let her skip in front of me. I did.
Yeah.
Aye.
Not a fella though.
No, not him. No,
this is your fault. Get back one.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, all the way back. Congratulations to her, by the way, because I can almost guarantee she gave birth today. She was that pregnant.
That pregnant.
Oh, so pregnant. Man, so pregnant. No one.
She
man,
just flew in from Mexico.
That's
Quick,
probably.
Get him to America before he arrives.
That's probably why she kept bumping into me, to just try and kickstart the thing. Just being right, I'll just run into a wall. Not a wall. That'd be too dangerous, though. Go into that.
That weak man.
That spineless worm, since I know he'll not do anything.
That British man who'll only ever tut. He'll only ever tut.
He'll seethe on the inside and he'll have no courage to say anything out loud. Look at him eyeing up my husband as if he'd do fucking anything.
I didn't think you could fly when you were that pregnant.
Me neither. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it depend on the airline?
Yeah, it is.
Your honesty.
But you also get I think you can get permission from your doctor if the doctor gives you a gym pass to be she's allowed to get on this flight.
Yeah, especially if she's getting home.
Yeah, because when we were,
Cara was pretty damn pregnant in America.
Yeah, and we had she was getting to close to 7 months pregnant, which is the fucking limit, and we got the doctor's note and everything. But on the flight home, one of the air stewards the check-in people pointed out. And I was just there what's the fucking alternative? Do you think I'm just going to leave my wife in this country for 2 months to give birth to a fucking yank?
Oh, imagine. Imagine your child was American.
Couldn't do it. Not even worth the passport. No. I'd rather fly from Dublin regularly, get to customs on that side, than I would raise a fucking yank.
But you'd have a super privileged yank. This country's only bad to people who aren't like you.
On principle, I can't have a yank.
Like your kid would get the premium deluxe yank package.
It would be platinum white boy yank.
Aye.
It would, but no, I can't. I can't raise one of them.
Nah.
When he's fucking 12, he's going to change his name to Chuck.
God, imagine just
Start calling it soccer. Oh man, I never want to hit my kid.
Yeah.
I never want to punch my child in the jaw. But if he calls it soccer,
Did I ever tell you my theory that even though I don't agree and I would never call it soccer, that calling it soccer is actually the correct thing to do? Like, not morally, but logically. Because most other sports are given like a kind of nickname, like cricket doesn't get called bat ball, you don't call tennis racquetball, you don't call snooker cue ball.
basketball.
Basketball is one of the other outliers, but the majority of sports have got
Darts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them have got that name. Now, there's several types of football. Rugby football is one of them.
It's a handball.
But it's rugby football is what it's called, and it was a variation of the rules of football that created it. The original rules of football were football, so that has got dibs on the name football. But it's association football, and they've just abbreviated the association part to get the soccer. Now, it is a correct way to differentiate it from rugby football and American football, but there's no way I'm ever letting them have it.
I think even saying that out loud was you giving them too much there. Why don't you fucking tell the cunts that aluminum is correct?
Aluminum, nah.
You can't have aluminum. You cannot. Also, and I know this has been mentioned time and time again, but one of my biggest irks with this country is the phrase, I could care less.
Oh.
That's what they say.
He said if I couldn't care less.
It just wrong. Just 100% wrong. And if you were to put in 0.1 second of critical thinking, you would understand that I could care less. It's not an insult.
Means that
you could care less.
There's more room to care.
Yep.
Or more room to care less.
I couldn't care less. It's impossible for me to care less than I do right now, which is an insult.
I could give a fuck.
Yeah. I bet they do say I could give a fuck.
I could give a fuck.
I could give a fuck. Oh.
I haven't been out in LA yet.
No?
Well, I spent the day napping, and then the rest of the time the city was asleep.
Yeah.
But we're about to get in the car and go to San Diego.
Yes.
Which is one of my favourite gigs out the American tour.
I love the fucking Balboa Theatre.
I love the Balboa Theatre. I loved going around Balboa Park on a stolen lime scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you about that?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody just left the lime scooter running outside the shop, and I tried to get it to start, and it was already on, and I was like, and I just drove off on it before I realised that I hadn't connected with it.
Did you take any advantage of that? Did you do any murders? Did you run in any cars?
I got quite some distance before they cancelled it on the app.
Yeah.
At their end. Yeah, because there was a point where it just ground to a halt and then I logged into it. But yeah, I got some miles out of the app.
That's fine. I think that's an okay type of theft.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad about it. That doesn't show up on my radar of immorality.
Yeah, anyone using a lime scooter has enough money to be robbed of a couple of miles of a fucking lime scooter.
They're actually quite inexpensive, I thought, compared to getting an actual Uber.
Yeah, but there's also if you get in a crash in an Uber, you've got a seatbelt on. If you get a crash in a lime scooter
in America,
you are fucking dead, boy.
Do you think that's one of the motivations to get out on the street? Do you think that's the motivation for just give somebody a driving license by doing a paper test? Because 1, you're going to buy a car. 2, you're going to crash a car. 3, you're going to hurt yourself and end up in hospital, which also costs money. So there's just a multitude of ways to spend thousands.
It's a good conspiracy theories. Because that's the reason why Americans get vasectomies is so that they can charge parents for vasectomy. Oh, not vasectomies, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Jesus Christ, Daniel, silly boy. The other one, circumcision.
Yeah.
Aye.
Did you suggest that Jewish people are just going around getting vasectomies?
How are there still so many of them? No, I'm pretty sure the Jews are very against vasectomies, I would think, because... Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of Jehovah's Witnesses.
I think the majority of religious people would be against vasectomies.
Yeah. I'd do it. I've got no problem with getting a vasectomy.
No.
Nah. And the same reason I'm all for, gun laws in America is the same reason I'd get a vasectomy. I'm like, I don't trust most of you with this.
Would you get a vasectomy?
100%.
After which
Absolutely fucking now, if I was allowed.
Yeah, really? Are you done?
No.
Like, if she was like, I'm done, would you happily get the vasectomy?
If she was like, I'm done, absolutely.
Yeah,
If she was out, I've got no.
Even despite her routines about only child.
No, you're right. I couldn't actually have an only child. Well, a friend of ours, I have a joke in my show this year about only children and why they're disgusting and gross and shouldn't be loved or touched or allowed to exist, except in the event of a tragedy. A friend of ours has an only child, and I think their child is like 5 or 6, and I'm like, when are you having another one? And he was like, you know what, man? Like, we're not going to do another one. I'm like, oh, an only child? He's like, no, actually, I think like a bunch of studies have come out recently and proven that the original study that showed that only children were worse than children with siblings has actually been disproven. And I'm like, oh man, I don't think that was a study.
That was a basic observation.
Yeah, that was an observation that everyone who'd made by themselves, and it did not require any university to do any research into that. That was like, in the same way that there's never been a study on, is water wet?
But the thing about having an only child, I think, is the sense of entitlement you give them by the world revolving only around them and them not learning how to share. Mm-hmm. And I've got plenty of mates who aren't only children who've had that level of input, and they are super entitled, and they've got only child syndrome despite having siblings. So it's not the being the only child that does it. It's the not picking up the valuable lessons that you have through having siblings, which is essentially sharing and missing out and coming second.
And life is unfair. Like you need a sibling because how come they go that and I didn't? Because fuck you, that's why. So because that's how the fucking world works. Somebody has something you don't and you want it, and unless you can physically overpower them, you're not going to get it. So shut up.
I think, and I don't know if it's possible.
And I say this as the older sibling, and I would regularly beat Josie in fights. She was disabled as fuck, man. Easy.
Yeah, how do you think she got like that?
Yeah, fucking she took my shit. And then Matthew and Jack were 10 and 12 years younger. Used to be able to fucking leather them. Easy wins, left, right and centre.
It used to be a pretty fair fight with me and my brother until like he had a growth spurt and I started getting battered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he started getting on the gear. Started putting you through walls.
I held me on until he was on steads. I just think if you have an only child, you've just got an extra obligation as a parent you've just got extra lessons to teach them that the world's not going to teach them naturally and organically. You've got to synthesize those lessons. Yeah, I think.
Put your kid into like a fucking MMA class, but like a couple of years. All the other kids are a couple of years older than them. Mm-hmm. Put them in an adult MMA class at the age of 7. Like it's the only way they'll learn.
Just every time you go out the shop with them, just get sweets for yourself.
Yeah. Right, and give them, but like lick all the good bits off of them and leave them the rest. Only dress your only child in all of your wife or your hand-me-down clothes.
Just sometimes on car journeys, put them in the middle seat in the back. Even though the other two are free. Just because they've got to learn that you don't always get what you want.
Yeah. Even sometimes when it's just you and them in the car and they could sit in the front seat with you, do not let them sit in the front seat with you. Knock drinks out their hand, take half of their sweets all the time, take half of their dinners all the time.
Yep, if you get them like a PlayStation or something for Christmas, 50% of the time you've got to play on it yourself.
Yeah. And then the other time play multiplayer games and absolutely fucking leather them, trash talk them to fuck until they are in physical tears. You've
got to read their diary and then make fun of them for the stuff that they've wrote.
Yeah. Anytime somebody beats up your kid, you've got to fucking leather that person. Fucking lay that child out across the floor too fucking much. Put that in and then beat up your kid for making you do that.
When your kid's sleeping, you've got to put their fingers in a glass of water. It's a valuable lesson you got to teach your kid is that like, it's very funny if you piss the bed.
Yeah. Buy alcohol for your kid while they're underage, but only if they do like really gross dares. Proper little punishments.
And occasionally, like, say you're going out and then come back in and babysit them. And don't be the dad. Just be that older brother babysitter.
Beat them up, like get into physical altercation with them, beat them up too much, actually burst their nose so blood comes out, and then just be like, don't tell mum, I swear to God, don't tell mum.
Shout he started it after you hit them. Hit your kid and shout he started it up the stairs before he even gets to mum. It's just easy. Piece of piss.
Being a parent is so easy. Don't hit them, don't fuck them.
Aye.
That's it.
Aye.
The big two.
That's like how to be a national treasure in our country. The two fucking the amount of people that are fucked up being a national treasure because they can't stop fucking youngins.
Aye.
Well, we've got to get to San Diego.
Yeah.
I might have a nap in the car.
I'll fucking see you
Wake
there.
up back here.
Aye.
Fuck me, man.
Did I rip? How did I do?
Just wake up with your tits in my face. Right, this is a public episode. Think about subscribing on Patreon, even if you didn't enjoy the 10 minutes where the audio dropped off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was cut out, and you know.
Nah, I think we can keep it in.
Well, no, man. I think we
Is
got.
this a throwback of an older time?
No. This is the new podcast.
Oh, you haven't caught up on the WhatsApp, have you?
No. Why?
The entire second half of the last Patreon episode, we had the same problem.
Oh, do we?
Mm-hmm. I listened back, but it's still manageable. But look, teething problems. We've got all our new tech. We're figuring it out. Once we've ironed out the kinks, we'll be slick as fuck, as I said in the last description.
But until then, you can just kink shame us.
There we are.